Hey, what's up, everybody? Okay, let's get right into it, man. Some international music from the homeland, okay? Shout out to my peoples.
L'amour sans frontières, c'est l'amour à la folie. L'amour sans frontières, c'est l'amour à la folie.
Let's go.
Walide ni senyora, walide ni nyamina, walide ni tola.
Ah, man.
Moi je t'aime à la folie, toi tu m'aimes à la folie.
Shout out to Amadou and Miriam. I love their music. Okay. Um, wow, where do I start with this? So, the first time I heard Amadou and Miriam, and I don't know if I've talked about this on my channel, I might have. I think I was talking about music from Mali, which really inspires me. As you know, Blood World, which will be coming out next year, okay? It's going to be so fucking ill. It's set in Mali. And I'm very curious about Mali. I've always been very inspired by history of Mali and the culture and a lot of things about it. And I've always said this, well, at least I've been saying this for like the last 10 to 15 years. But I think if you ask my honest opinion, the best music in Africa comes from Mali. This is just my opinion. I'm not saying this to downplay anyone else. People are doing great shit, right? South Africa does great shit. Nigeria does okay stuff. Not to, I'm not. And look, listen. You know me. I don't play home territory like that. I'm just not one of those people. I don't have home bias. Okay, I say it as it is, and I love my people. Okay, I love. I mean, I listen to every now and then. I've obviously heard Igbo music growing up, right? So I know about high life and Afrobeat, and all that stuff's good to a certain extent. But the stuff that just speaks to me for whatever reason, just my personality, is like this kind of shit. Like Amadou Miriam, Khomeini, like Habib Koite. Like I just like the things that they do in Mali because to me, what I like about Mali's is that it's the music's stronger. I don't know, it's richer to me. It's like they're mixing very African, quote unquote, West African music, but it's more a little bit more cosmopolitan, and they are taking influences from the West and things like that. And I love that. I like that eclectic feel. I mean, you have to realize that Mali, Timbuktu was the center of civilization at one particular point. Again, to a certain extent, right? Back when it was the richest city in the world. They so that part of Africa actually did have quite a lot of interesting mix of people, the Europeans, in terms of bringing in ideas from the Persian world and even into Europe. And obviously they were selling slaves at that time because it was, I would imagine, a kind of more of a Muslim empire. But the point is that at that point in time, Europe was kind of still in its dark ages, kind of coming out of the dark ages a bit to a certain extent. And Timbuktu was flourishing. So they're not just sort of disconnected people living on their own. Like, for example, the Igbos, I would argue, my tribe, from what I know, and I could be wrong, but we were kind of on our own thing. Like we weren't really interacting with other people, right? So you can't compare that to, for example, those in Timbuktu. Anyway, I say all that to say that I absolutely love these people's music. I really do. I love the music from Mali for that sort of vibe. It's the dancing, everything. And the first time I heard about Amadou and Miriam, because I wasn't privy to them until, of course, the very, I would say low key classic record. But this is when I got hip to them. I did not know about them before this. So this comes out, and this was huge. I mean, I would say internet wise. I don't know if again, I don't know about Billboard. I don't care about Billboard. But I mean, this has 218 million views, so that's not small. And it was immediately. I just remember even people I knew who weren't listening to rap, who had stopped listening to rap like 5, 6, 7 years prior. They were like, yo, this, especially the West Indians I knew. They were just like, oh my God, this shit's hit, right? It had that regal feel to it. And this is actually how I heard about Amadou and Miriam, because the vocals were just like so powerful, and I was like, "What is that?" And then I looked it up, and it was a blind couple from Mali, and I was oh, and then I started listening to some of their stuff, and I was like, "Oh, no wonder." You see, these are the kind of things that made this is the kind of stuff that also we love Nas for, right? Again, it's music choices. A lot of times music choices can tell you who these people are, obviously. And I've always said this, and you guys know who follow me on this channel, that I wish more rappers would sample African music, right? There's a whole treasure trove of African music. Maybe there's rights issues, I don't know. But the point is, this is the frontier that we need to go into now, in my opinion. It's like reconnecting with the motherland. The idea of, a guy from Queens, New York, Black America connecting with Jamaica, West Indies to, rap and sing over West African music. I mean, you're just connecting diasporas, man. That shit there's something about it, man. It hits us. I'm telling you. So anyways, this is the first time I ever heard of them. I'm sure you all know this record.
This one right here is for the people. Hey, yo, D. Let's go all the way in on this one. Some of the smartest dummies.
Now, again, this video too really moved people, I think, which is obviously why it has the views that it has. Now, after this, I looked at Sabali. The song that really did it for me, that I was like, oh, I love everything about what they're doing, is Je pense à toi. This is like, I think you guys have seen me post this a couple of times, but I mean, this record to me is just like one of the most beautiful songs I think just about anybody has made in like 20 years. Whatever. I think it's like whenever this came out. But this shit is whew. Yo, let me do a show, bro. I'm telling you, man. My music taste is elite. No, and I'm not saying this to be arrogant. You guys know this. Like I'll do some shit that'll fuck have y'all in tears, man. Real talk. Like I love this music shit.
Folie, voilà ça qui n'est pas bon.
Je pense à toi, mon amour, ma bien-aimée. Ne m'abandonne pas, mon amour, ma chérie. Quand je suis dans mon lit, je ne rêve qu'à toi. Et quand je me réveille, je ne pense qu'à toi.
Ah. Man, that shit hits the soul. And one thing to me, this is the kind of, not to say that, of course, not all African music has to sound like this, because we are not a monolith. We have very different styles, and we're in different stages, and I get all that. But again, I like the richness and strength of it. And I'm saying in that regard, and the folkloric vibe of it. And in that sense, I wish more African music was made this way, even if it was more pop culture music, even if it's still going to be Afrobeat for the club. We dress up, we look nice, but still every now and then keep that. Let people know the roots of this shit, if you get what I'm saying. Like, that's what I want to hear. Anyway, so I hope I'm making myself clear there. But the point is, this is a phenomenal song. And I love this one. This is the other one I really love, actually. And this one I listen to quite a bit. I have this like in the car. And in fact, after I listen to this record, funny enough, I have a playlist when I'm driving. And there's something about the way that this song, it just is so pleasant. It just kind of, it's almost like a kid. Like, I spent some years as a young kid in Nigeria, climbing trees and all that kind of stuff. I'm a man of the soil, So there's something very pleasant about this. And I like how it ends, even in particular, just very sing-song and cool. Listen to this.
Miriam et Amadou, bonjour, ça va bien? Comment allez-vous? Comment allez-vous? Chérie, les bifes, Kanata Kaneto.
Anyway, you can hear this song, this whole thing on your own time. It's a beautiful fucking song. But anyways, the way it ends, I absolutely love it. And then the way it ends, I usually, on my playlist, I have the song come up right next. And I'm like,
This is a strict live music presentation.
Shout out to Hilly Hill. My man, what up?
It's glorious in the sack, hit skins from the back, put my thumb up in the ass crack. Brooklyn freak nigga with the most stuff.
Yes.
I'm Jesus Pops, Mary just blame some stuff.
Classic. But you know, this is what I'm hoping. Anyways, you guys will see with Blood World to a certain extent. It's that kind of hip hop rawness vibe, but I'm also infusing with that traditional Mali. It's gonna be ill, man. It's gonna be fucking nasty. Anyway, but I just realized I was watching a documentary with Amadou and Miriam just yesterday, and this is why I made this video actually. Is I had no idea that Amadou himself actually passed. So Amadou and Miriam are a blind couple, like I said. Amadou is the gentleman and Miriam is the lady. I had no idea how he passed. He actually passed apparently around this time last year. So R.I.P. man. I was sad when I saw that shit because I didn't know. Just for whatever reason. Maybe I forgot about it or I knew, whatever. But anyways, legend, man. They've made some great stuff. And in the doc that I was watching, they were just talking about how, I mean, this is a blind couple. They've been together through ups and downs. Obviously, they have some money now and stuff like that, but they still make music. They try to inspire people and they try to show that, you know, like strength can come from a union, right? Of man and woman, right? Again, not, you know, someone's going to say, oh, you're homophobic. That's not what I'm getting at. But the point is that partner in life, okay? That strength that comes through writing it out with that person, right? That you've chosen. And just being able to make music, literally magic together, right? So there's something about that that's beautiful. And it translates to the record. It's not like I don't listen to them because they're a blind couple. I'm sure there are some people who'll be like, oh, that's really, you know, touching. But I like them because their music is great, right? I don't need to know their life story to love their music. I didn't know anything about them. And I love their music. But then when you find out, oh, this is a blind couple, and then it does add to the music in a way, right? It makes you appreciate it even that much more. So anyways, rip to the brother. And certainly you've inspired a lot of people, you know, and I'm certainly one of them. So I had to make this video, all right? I love y'all. Let me know what you think. If there are some Amadou and Miriam songs I didn't play that you absolutely love, please put them in the comment section because I actually want to dig into more of their music because I haven't heard all of it. I've heard quite a bit of it, but there's some albums that I just haven't heard. And, you know, there's a long list of things that I definitely want to hear, but it's all about getting the time to do it. You know how this goes. So I love y'all. Peace. I'll be back.